headlines, Guyana's achievements in the fight against human trafficking have been lauded. In Berbice, more improvements for the New Amsterdam Hospital and relief underway for flooded quarantine residents. Back in Georgetown, police in A Division are reaching out, and a major visual arts exhibition begins tomorrow. Guyana's achievements in meeting the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking in persons is significant. InfoHub spoke to Ministers Amna Ali and Simona Brooms along with other technical personnel about this accomplishment. Every year, thousands of men, women, and children are trafficked in their own countries and abroad. Trafficking in persons, also known as TIP, is a serious crime and a grave violation of human rights. In Guyana, government has intensified efforts to combat this scourge against TIP victims, many of whom are subjected to sexual exploitation and forced labor in various communities and countries. On Tuesday, the U.S. State Department announced that Guyana had been moved up to a Tier Level 1 rating for its efforts to combat human trafficking. Minister of Social Protection Amna Ali says the new rating is a major accomplishment.
We intend to continue with a lot of sensitization, awareness programs within the communities, working closer with the police, our training for frontline officers, a number of things. And so I believe that with these recommendations made by the U.S. State Department, coupled with our already program that we are going to be able not only to sustain being on Tier 1, but at some point completely eliminate trafficking in persons in Guyana.
TIP is one of the fastest growing activities of transnational criminal organizations. Minister within the Ministry of Natural Resources, Simona Brooms, who is a champion for her efforts to fight trafficking in persons, wants the report's recommendations to be taken seriously.
It is a major accomplishment. I'm happy to be a part of a government that is not in denial about trafficking in persons, but will use its political will to confront. For me, when I was honored as a Tiperan, I said I want Guyana to be a slave-free country, free from slavery, regardless of what form of slavery. No Guyanese should be enslaved, be it in the country or otherwise. Likewise, no foreign national. I agree with the section of the report that states that we need to do more robust training. I agree with that. I agree with the training with the persons on the front line, because from my experience when I was out there, before I took a survivor, I don't like to say victim, to the police, based on my statement, I take the first statement, based on my investigation, I knew if I had a suspected case of trafficking victim before even the police, based on my training and the evidence, with the interview with the survivor, before I even tell the survivor, I got a clear idea.
Ministry of Social Protection's Acting Coordinator for the Counter-Trafficking in Persons Unit, Tanisha Williams-Kerbin, says achieving Tier 1 in TIP was an uphill task, but the unit persevered and will continue to strive for success.
We will continue to strive to work harder to achieve greater things. Remain on the Tier 1, that's definitely.
Many non-governmental organizations supported the government to remove the scourge of TIP from society, as combating TIP can be costly. Coordinator for the TIP Task Force at the Ministry of Public Security, Oliver Prophet, says this accomplishment for Guyana is reward for all the hard work.
It feels like it's just reward, like a vindication for our efforts over the past, or over the reporting period that has been considered in the U.S. report. It does speak to what partnership can achieve. Obviously, you know, the task force has a number of agencies, both governmental and non-governmental. We all been working together. I would have seen for us, and persons really put a lot of effort into trying to improve our efforts to fight trafficking in persons through whether it's victim protection, whether it's the awareness campaigns that we do, whether it's our law enforcement efforts on the ground, these area sweeps and these types of things. And so each agency, all different mandates, they all come together, they work together and dovetail, so to speak, and have formed a reasonable partnership. And we feel like we have a platform now to build from to really improve in the future. Because obviously we haven't reached any final point here. We're just at a point where we can celebrate that we've had some sort of achievement, but at the same time we understand that we have to double down now and work harder.
Anyone can be a victim of trafficking in persons. If you witness someone or know someone being trafficked, please contact the Counter Tip Unit's hotline on 227-4083 or 623-5030. You can also email them at counter_traffickinginpersons@yahoo.com. Do visit the Ministry of Social Protection's Facebook page for more information. Emergency works are ongoing at several sluices and outfalls in the quarantine to bring relief to flood-affected farmers. Sonika Thorne was in Region 6 and filed this report.
Over 100 cash crop farmers in Region 6 affected by recent flooding will get the much-needed relief. Some $50 million is being expended for emergency works at several sluices and outfalls in the quarantine. These works are being undertaken at number 49, 47, 43 and Wim villages. Regional Executive Officer Kim Williams-Stephen explains.
Over the last 4 days, we had heavy rainfall in the region, and residents from number 49 village would have complained that their cash crops are being affected. And so emergency works were undertaken by the regional administration to have this sluice door there repaired so as to alleviate the flooding situation and to ensure that the cash crops are not severely damaged.
Carlton Dundas has been contracted to execute the rehabilitation works to the sluice door and the desilting of the outfall channel at number 49 village to the tune of $800,000.
And because of the coker, it had some defects, so we had to work around the clock to have it corrected so that there is relief. Already we have seen relief. We got it done yesterday afternoon, late last night, and a few hours ago we opened the coker, so the water started to flow and farmers are being helped right now with their irrigation and drainage.
Dundas expects to complete the works within 1 week. Region 6, East Boyre's quarantine has been flooded as a result of more than 12 inches of rainfalls since Thursday. Number 47, 51, 52 and 54 villages on the quarantine coast, along with Blackbush Polder, are mostly affected. Efforts are also underway to bring relief to the residents affected in Region 5 communities, including Bushlot, Bath Settlement, and Rosignol villages. Sonika Thorne for the Info Hub.
Thank you, Sonika. Up next, still in the ancient county, Region 6 residents will soon benefit from better delivery of health services as several infrastructure works are ongoing within the region. Delon Sanko was also in the region and filed this report.
The New Amsterdam Hospital capacity is being boosted with the construction of a new maternity unit, which will house 60 beds, 2 private rooms, and a theatre. Director of Health Services Region 6, Javon Stephen, explains.
We are a region that does about 3,000 deliveries per year, so we see it as a need to ensure we have the best facilities so as to keep cushioning that, because we do believe that there's potential to do more.
Stephen says the upgrade to the region's primary health care facility will significantly reduce the number of regional transfer to Georgetown Public Hospital.
We still have a few persons that slip out of the region and go to Georgetown, to GPHC, to have the deliveries done. So with improved facility in that area, we are more likely to retain those persons here in the region.
The construction of a high dependency unit, a doctor's restroom, a CT room, a diagnostic center are also being undertaken, Stephen adds.
We have a diagnostic center. It's a 2-story building. The diagnostic center will be downstairs. It is being constructed to government standards. Standards and technical department is on board with us to ensure that everything there is according to specification.
Efforts are being made to boost the capacity of healthcare providers with additional training at the hospital. Delon Sanko for Info Hub.
In our next report, we tell you that Guyana now has 3 spectrum monitoring units for the monitoring of the radio spectrum. The units were commissioned today at the National Frequency Management Unit building in Charlotte Street, Georgetown. Zanil Williams has more.
The Ministry of Public Telecommunications has purchased 3 spectrum monitoring systems to better manage and trace frequency levels of Guyana's broadcast system. Minister of Public Telecommunications, Catherine Hughes, says the systems are another important step towards improving the telecommunications sector in Guyana.
For the first time, we can measure accurately how that spectrum is being used. Who is using that spectrum? We can bring transparency to the process. We can ensure that we reduce the illegal use of spectrum.
Head of the National Frequency Management Unit, NFMU, Valmiki Singh, explains that the 3 systems comprise one that is fixed, another that is transportable, and one that is mobile. Several NFMU workers have been trained to operate the systems.
The fixed station is located across the Tukuba Lodge, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and is dedicated to the Georgetown and its environs, monitoring the radio spectrum. The transportable is a trailer with an integrated outdoor cabinet. It can be deployed for several days or several weeks, depending on the need. It is designed to operate as a satellite or a connected station and can be taken literally to any area that can be accessed by a towed trailer.
The mobile station was retrofitted into a pickup truck and is geared for rapid deployment. The 3 systems were bought from TIC Incorporated at an estimated Guyana $100 million. Singh says that to purchase a custom system would have been more expensive. Spectrum monitoring can effectively help enforce compliance with local and international radio traffic regulations. The NFMU allocates radio licenses for the use of spectrum. Not only do radio and television stations use spectrum, but taxi operators too. Zanil Williams for InfoHub.
The Guyana Police Force met and engaged members of the public at the Breakdown Police Station. Here is Zanil Williams once again.
The meeting was facilitated by recently appointed A Division Commander Marlon Chapman, who says that public efforts are being undertaken towards improving public relations and trust in the Guyana Police Force.
I am glad to be here, glad to see you, glad to interact with you because we are here to provide a service, and I would just want to continue from where my predecessor left off. And so for me to continue along that line, I need to know from you guys.
The issue of children loitering on various bus parks during school hours was one of the many issues the public raised. Commander Chapman says the force has been supporting the school's welfare department to curb this problem.
We cannot take away the fact that the school welfare department has a function. I can't speak of that, but I know there are times when they would make requests for assistance from us, and readily those assistance are granted. Children are to be in school, and I think the effort should be on all of us, not only the police, all of us. And just like you would have done, chase them in the school, others should do the same too.
The traffic buildup around downtown areas during parliamentary sessions was also raised. Officer in charge of traffic, Superintendent Budnarain Prasad, explained that the roads are closed when Parliament is in session for security reasons. He is pleading with the public for some patience.
As it relates to the Parliament, we only have a few roads, we have a lot of vehicles. We have to look at security apart from traffic. I thought it don't happen all the time, only on the days of Parliament, and we are asking the public to, just to be with us on that day, be with us.
The commander has committed to address with immediate effect the issue of noise disturbance caused by persons hanging out at the Shell gas station on Vicinjon Road. Zanil Williams for InfoHub.
Thank you, Zanil. And in our final report this evening, the Guyana Visual Arts Exhibition will host its public exhibition starting tomorrow at the Castellani House. InfoHub sat with Alim Hussein, and here's more from Delon Sanko.
Hussein says that more art will be displayed this year compared to last year, since the visual art competition, the precursor of the exhibition, attracted more entries.
It's been a very good competition this year, and in fact it compares very well with the other competitions. In fact, when we started in 2012, we've had competitions in 2012, 2014, We usually get about 190 to 200 entries. This year we got 214 entries from 92 artists from right across Guyana, both male, female, from a wide range of ages from 17 years up. And so it compares very, very well with the previous years.
The major national visual arts competition in Guyana covers 6 categories: painting, drawing, sculpture, ceramics, photography, and fine craft. There are no teams or categories for judging, but artists' entries are judged for their high degree of imagination, originality, use of material, and quality of execution. Hussein says that the committee hopes to sustain the level and quality of entries.
So we would like to see, of course, more persons. I believe this is only the 3rd year the competition has been going. I believe that as people become more aware of the competition, and secondly, if once they get to understand that it is a worthwhile, valuable competition that is very serious about developing art in Guyana, I think they will see that we're serious and more people will come in.
As a prelude to the exhibition, the 2017 successful artists in the Guyana Visual Art Competition will be judged and tangibly rewarded on June 29th at an award ceremony at the National Cultural Center. The Guyana Visual Arts Competition and Exhibition is open to all artists 16 years and older and Guyanese by birth or nationalization. Delon Sanko for InfoHub.
Thanks for watching. Connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.